The Manker E02. This is the second Manker light I've reviewed, and they seem to put out pretty good quality lights at pretty affordable prices. This one is a AAA battery light, retails for $19.95. I'll put a link down below, you can check it out. But as you can see, it's nice and small, great little everyday carry light, fits in your pocket, no problem. The box here goes over some of the general stuff of it. 220 lumens, pretty light, AAA. Comes either in a cool white or a Nietzsche 219. This is the Nietzsche, the neutral white that I have. On the side here, some warnings. Please do not disassemble light if you're not the professional person. And don't shine it in your eyes because it might be really bright. On the side here, 220 lumens. It'll go for 64 hours on the moonlight mode. It's beam distance of 55 meters. More like 55 feet is the way I usually convert it with these sorts of things. IPX8 rated. And there is that. Things it comes with a lanyard and an extra O-ring right there. If you're the lanyard O-ring type or yours goes bad, you can use those. And then it comes with an instruction manual right here, zooming through there in a couple languages depending on which side of the world you're on. And we'll come to that in just a minute. So here we go, the light. The light comes in 3 colors. It comes in the red, a black, and sort of a silver pewter type color. On the back of it is a magnet. So if you want to mount it on the side of your car or anything else you might be working on the side of a pair of scissors, but it's very easily mounted, and that way you can kind of stick it there and shine it on whatever you're working on. The back of it comes off here, the tail cap, and in here there's an O-ring there, and in goes the AAA battery right there and back on. Spot right, where did it go? Spot right there for that lanyard if you want to stick that in. The pocket clip is removable and reversible, so you can pull this off. It's just on there, but it's on there pretty firmly, so I'm not going to pull it off. But you can also reverse it, so if you want to carry this light either tip up or tip down. I've been carrying it head up, and only once did I find it on when I took it out of my pocket. I'm not entirely sure if that's as I was getting out of my pocket or at what point, but I could see that if this is in your pocket and you sit down, that the fabric may possibly push on that. I don't know how big of a deal it could be, but it's a potential. So I may start carrying it head down for that reason. Getting it into your pocket here, there's a decent amount of space here. My only real complaint with the pocket clip is that it's fairly snug right here. So trying to get this even into mildly thick pants, it'll fit, but you have to work it a little bit. You have to kind of lift this up and then kind of work it down to those pants because that is pretty snug. I appreciate that they put a little ramp right here, so it makes it kind of slide in there a little bit easier, but this is pretty firm, so you're not going to be just casually sliding it into your pocket. It's going to require just a little bit of effort. That said, once it's in there, it's not going anywhere because it's pretty firmly snug down right there with that, that clip and that material. But I would like the pocket clip to be a little bit looser, a little bit more space in there, so you can get this into your pocket just a little bit easier. And then down to the head, there's a heat sink here, the button you control it from here, and there is the emitter there with an anti-reflective glass lens on top of it. Now the user interface on this, I don't want to call it complicated, but it takes a little bit of understanding, so I'm going to bring in the diagram. Effectively, it has 2 sides, the low, medium, high side and the Turbo Strobe SOS beacon side. You single click to get into the low, medium, high side, you double click to get into the other side, and to get back and forth between the 2 of them, you double click. Again, it sounds more complicated than it is. Single click, that will turn it on. It does have mode memory, comes on in this case to that moonlight mode, 0.6 lumens for 48 hours. Then a single click again, that'll take it to the low, 16 lumens for 10 hours. Single click again, that takes you to the high, 70 lumens for 2 hours. And then you can see here, it just alternates, moonlight, low, moonlight. So we're on high, back to low, back to moonlight, low, high, low, moonlight. Now from any of these modes, if you want to get over into the other side to get to the turbo, double click. And then it should go single click to strobe. Oops, I didn't double click fast enough. Double click, there's the turbo. strobe, SOS, beacon, and then you can see here by the diagram, one more single click will take you back over into the other side, into that moonlight mode. You can go back and forth by double clicking between the two sides. So I don't want to say it's a complex user interface, but it does take a little bit of knowledge, but for the most part, simple way to use it. Long press it turns on. You can go between the three brightnesses just by simply clicking. And then if you want to get to the turbo, double click, and that takes you to the turbo, kind of the way a lot of lights are. And then from the turbo, if you just want to go back to where you were, double click. And that takes you back to that moonlight, or wherever you are in that case. And then long press to turn off. This also has a lockout, and the lockout is a little bit complicated because you single press, double press, triple press. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then it is locked out and it will not come back on. To get it back out of the lockout, you go through that same procedure and the light will come back on. So again, there's some complicated things about this light. I don't really ever lock my lights out too much. There's also this engineering mode, which you get to by 4 clicking. And I don't fully understand this, but it says from here, you can have access to any brightness. And it seems to be that the light is just gradually getting a little bit brighter, and then you long press it to pick your final choice. I don't fully understand the engineering mode, but it is there as well. So overall, this is a nice little light. It's affordable for $20. It's very small in your pocket. The pocket clip is reversible. It's easy to carry. It mounts on something with a magnetic base. AAA battery, easy to find. A lot of people like those easy access batteries, and it comes in the fashion colors of red, black, and silver. So check one out, the Manker E02.